Crash! 4 to 5 o'clock p.m. WFTU 1570 AM radio.
Oh my god. It even has a watermark.
Yeah!
No, there aren't.
No.
There's microwaves in select
shoving-
dorms if you want
shoving
to.
a whole stuffed turkey.
No.
into
You
a
cut it up,
microwave.
and then they split it up between several students. And then
See,
they put
oh,
it into the
so
microwave.
It was
They're-
a group effort.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
a gathering. That's what the aliens wanted. They wanted us to come together.
Yeah. Okay.
worked.
So you think the aliens have no real, like, evil motive behind placing this turkey?
No. I think they're
You think they're trying to help us?
They're seeing that everything's going bad right now, and they got to bring us back together. It's that movie. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, I love that movie.
I mean, we're talking
Cloverfield.
about what? We're talking about turkeys and aliens, and you're like, yeah, it brings them together. Like in what's that? Cloverfield. The
because
movie
that's
where
about
Mon
aliens.
Cloverfield
About a
destroys
jet.
the
But it brings everyone together.
Does it?
It's like that episode of Futurama as well, with Santa Claus being evil and killing everyone.
Oh, I love
it
that
brings
Santa Claus.
everyone
That's-
together. we're talking about unity.
I
It
guess-
doesn't matter
I-
what's
okay,
bringing them
I
together.
guess.
Yeah. I
You
guess
you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen, straight from the
the turkeys.
mouth of James Frasca.
The unrelated one. See,
Yeah.
that's why I'm unrelated.
So, pretty much, in the past couple days, like I'm working on like this project, and it's very like fantasy based. So I've been looking up medieval stuff, and I came across one of the coolest yet craziest things I've ever seen, and it's called the International Medieval Combat Federation.
That
I'm
sounds
sorry.
complicated.
Can you say that again,
The
Tommy?
International Medieval Combat Federation.
Like they're actually hitting each other
Yeah,
with
like,
swords
Like, yeah.
and
Is there
shields.
actual death?
Let me tell you, man.
Wait, is this like a medieval version of like the lumberjack stuff that goes on, where like the Scottish people have to throw like these giant logs of wood at each other?
Yeah, I mean, it's more.
What? That sounds way more interesting.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You're
Just-
talking about people throwing logs at each other?
yeah.
That's called like the caver toss.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Wait, are they just
Okay.
throwing them or throwing them at people?
It depends on how drunk they are, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, because if they're just throwing them, that's kind of boring, and I want to learn about people hitting each other with swords. But if they're throwing them
guys-
at people,
Just beat the life out of each
Well,
other.
okay, so like, are they using like broadswords?
Yeah.
Because broadswords like hardly slice into you; they just like bludgeon you to death.
Yeah, they're broadswords, like axes, like long axes, or like Viking axes, maces, like all of it. It's insane. And I was watching. They have like the world championships each year. They find a castle, and they just do it outside the castle.
now is this one-on-one or
They have one-on-ones, and in like that category, it's you have to use the same weapons to fight each other. So it's like one-on-one longsword, one-on-one mace, axe, whatever. Then they have like 3-on-3s. That's usually like
my
the
God.
women's category. Is 3-on-3s.
wait?
Yeah.
So there's women nights?
Yes.
Oh my
Women
goodness!
do this too.
Well, haven't you heard of Joan of Arc?
Yeah, Jim.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
guess.
She was.
Watch
you
History
know,
Channel, don't you?
Yeah.
My next question is: are there any types of points on like the one-on-one, or is it just the first?
Are
person?
there like referees?
Yes. There's referees, and from what I could see, all they do is they have a big yellow stick. So, like, they don't have to get close to the combat, and if they hit you with it, you have to stop killing the person you're killing.
That's it? Just stop.
Yeah, just stop.
Don't kill him.
Like literally, like I saw one. Like I saw a guy. Like, what I presume die on the field, and like literally, they just like wave the yellow stick like an EMT, which is funny because everyone's in like medieval clothing. So the EMT is in like this tunic with a red cross on it.
Oh,
He runs out there, and literally, they just like drag the guy.
Wait,
off
are they
the
like?
course.
Are they like? I wish they dressed up as like the people that took care of like plague victims in the medieval ages. They had the masks on and everything.
I haven't seen any with the masks, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. And like they just drag them off, and then like they're like, all right, yeah, the rest keep fighting. And like that's the thing, if someone gets hurt, they don't stop. It's just in that area, don't attack this guy. But the fighting continues all around.
Everywhere else.
And
oh my god.
It's absolutely madness. And like, it's so interesting.
See something like Mythbusters, not quite as cool.
Yeah.
So, Tommy,
Yeah, I had a pretty interesting encounter in our little intermission there.
oh no.
So, so we film. We record for an hour with a little break in the middle, so we can go to the bathroom if we have to. And I was drinking a lot of soda, so I ran to the bathroom. Now, for our guy listeners out there, you may know that
You know this man's pain.
there's an unwritten law of the men's room. When there's 3 spots open, you take the outsides and not the middle. Well, when I went to the bathroom, this man took the middle.
My God.
And I was like, you know what? If I wasn't rushed for time, I would follow the rules. But in this case, I have to break these rules because
I'm just sitting here shaking my head at Tommy. Like,
I have
how
a
dare
time
you.
frame to keep up with. So, whoever that was in the bathroom, I am sorry. I respect the laws. I just couldn't follow them this time.
Yeah, these are important laws to follow. I mean, these aren't like pirate laws where they're just kind of like
Loose
loose and
terms.
guidelines.
Yeah.
Like, these are the basics.
These are rules.
No, these are rules. you never do that. What if there's 4 urinals?
You just, the technical rules, like you got to leave a space. You
Yeah.
don't want to stand right next to someone.
Yeah. Okay, so if there's 4, you want to leave a space.
Yeah.
So you can
But-
still only fit 2 people.
It's yeah, it's
Oh.
whatever it is, half it.
Yeah, just half it.
Half
Okay.
it and round down. But anyway, that's enough bathroom talk for these segments. Do something with it, 'cause it's
Adam, what are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
Well, the audience
Eating.
can't see you.
I'm eating my sweet hats.
You know what? That's what we're going to use the next time we need to break a bone in film. That sounded really good.
that's it.
Adam
Do it again.
taking a bite of a sweet hat.
You got to do it again.
No, hold on.
No,
I gotta finish. I gotta finish that one.
chewing.
they're tiny. Come on. There it is.
There we
That's
go.
a good crunch.
That's a
good
broken
crunch,
leg
yeah.
right there. Done.
Amazing.
This is really
Here in
weird.
Pontypool.
Oh, it's not the end of the day. Oh no, I always mess it up. I always mess it. It's not the end of the world, Pontypool. It's just the end of the day. Anyway, so if I had to pick a video game that I want turned into a movie, anyone that knows me knows that I am a huge James Bond fan in all 25 movies. Some are good, some are bad, some are just funny. But my second favorite James Bond video game is the PlayStation 2's Everything or Nothing, in which they wrote a script for the game, not based on a movie. So if they just took that script and made it into a movie, oh, I would love it. And Pierce Brosnan's already my favorite Bond. Judi Dench is
Ew.
M. Oh,
Ew.
Stop it.
Ew. Sean Connery, hands down.
John
No.
Cleese Q.
No, Judi Dench.
Oh.
She's the...
No. Q.
Q.
Not
Oh,
M.
Q. Oh,
Yeah, Q.
yes.
I don't care about M.
I do.
I only care about John Cleese.
No, I care about Judi
The
Dench.
more cast
Oh,
of
but this was
Monty
before he got
Python-
turned into a frog in Shrek 2.
I
Oh,
love Judi Dench. Just saying.
why don't you marry her?
Well, she died in the Bond universe, so I can't.
Oh, I was like, Judi Dench didn't die.
I know she didn't die.
I was like, oh wow, I felt really bad. I didn't know that.
No.
Jeez.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Tommy.
It's been a long day, week.
It's been a long few weeks. You know, I like to, stay positive. Some people would say, Adam, you can be, a jerk. And I can be, let's face it. Specifically on set. But I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen listening, these last few weeks have been awful. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jim texted me like on Friday. He's like, "Hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm not going to be in class." And
Listen,
then proceeded to tell me that every other day.
Yeah, I just don't think he is so sick. I don't think he's eaten anything for like the last 5 days. So he's going to come walking out of that room and he's going to literally blow away with the wind like a piece of paper. Like he's thin enough as it is already.
Yeah,
and
he can't afford to.
Yeah, he can't afford
weight.
to lose any more weight. I'm like, why can't I lose that weight? Like, you
can't I
know,
gain
as I'm
that
eating,
weight?
you know, French fries and cheese covered French fries, you know, and you know that's a great decision for your health.
I had a pretzel
That I bought for
that
you
you kindly
because
bought for
James
me.
James Frasca is not here, so
Yeah. My friend Rich was telling me
I really want to see that film.
that is like
I think I'd like it.
it's really like it's something else entirely.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to push that envelope. Like I want like what Ryan Reynolds did for the Deadpool. He cut together a trailer to make it seem like a romantic comedy so that girls would go see the movie.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it came out
yeah.
on like Valentine's Day or around
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Like you watch a romantic comedy and it's like, oh, it's like The Notebook. Oh, they're in the rain. Oh, they're on a boat. So it's so
Deadpool.
romantic. Oh, then like you're in the movie, 20 minutes in, like the girl or the guy just rips his skin off. Boom, it's Pumpkinhead 5.
You know what I want to come back in trailers really bad? Narrators. And I don't just mean like I don't mean like those kind of narrators. I mean like this is like nothing you've ever seen before.
Yeah. Yes.
Come see.
I would love that. I love
A
those-
giant fish.
I love those things where the narrators are like, so scary you won't want to go into the theater.
It will shock you out of your seat.
Yeah.
Shot in Technicolor.
Yeah.
I want those kind of like 50s style trailers to come back with like big text on screen.
Yeah. That way, they're saying they're still aliens. They didn't see the new B-52 bomber that
Exactly.
came out.
Now I'm gonna.
That was someone's job. Like,
Yeah.
are you-
Yeah.
What?
Especially during the Cold War.
Oh,
that stuff
yeah.
was nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts. I'm not afraid to say that. I remember this day clearly. I had left school early because I had to go to the doctor's. And so I came back with my father, and I was helping my father. A friend of my father's was moving, and we were helping unpack his house. And we stopped to see my grandfather and my gram just for a little bit. They weren't home.
Right.
So, well, I had to pee. And so I went and I peed, and I came out, and I saw something in the sky, just floating, just like literally hovering. It looked almost like an acorn. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
Like a silver acorn. And I pointed and said, Dad, what is that? And he looked up, and my dad's mouth was like wide open, which kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, what is it? And we're like, my dad was just kind of like, even if it is a UFO, like, what can we do about it? We're just down here.
Yeah.
But what was creepy was that as soon as we got in the car and we looked back where it was, gone,
Yeah.
vanished. And then we started driving down the road, and a bunch of military fighters started approaching that area.
Really?
That's what creeped me out. Not
Yeah.
so much seeing, whatever it was that was in the sky. It was the fact that because there's an Air Force base not too far away, not an Air Force base, but like a place where they trained, which again made me think it could have been a training exercise. Yeah. But that was just creepy. That was just, the creepy thing
Yeah.
that I noticed about it. But,
That's something that I hear a lot where it's like.
And
people-
again, I'm not saying it was an alien craft because it could have easily been a
could have
test
been
and stuff like that.
anything,
It was
yeah.
just so creepy how things just kind of compiled together.
Yeah.
And it'd be really easy for somebody to just easily say, "Oh my God, I saw a UFO."
And that's something I hear a lot of people saying, like, I wasn't scared, but then, like, after when everything was done and, like, I guess it hits you, that's when you're like, oh my, like, that was scary.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you're unwanted.
No. Yeah. What?
I think he's unneeded. Sorry.
See, they're just talking, like, quiet, but this is my normal level.
No, Tommy. We're supposed to whisper.
This
I-
is the
I am
weirdest
whispering.
intro I've ever done.
I'm whispering, I'm also yelling.
Oh no, I didn't put this thing up on Facebook.
You live upstate,
I do live upstate.
and you decided that over your free time, you're going to go out to the movies and see
The Shack. Without giving it too much detail away, the basis of the
Give us the
movie
rundown.
is that a guy is happily married, has 3 children, and he goes on a camping trip. Unfortunately, his daughter gets kidnapped and killed.
I thought you were going to say she got pregnant.
Wait, she gets kidnapped and killed?
Yes, she's
Doesn't sound like a
she's
Christian
about 6
movie.
years old.
Sounds like Taken.
He meets
He
the
meets,
Holy
like,
Spirit.
Physically?
He physically meets them. God
Is he-
sends him a letter.
What's he look like? Does he look like...
Does he
It's
look
a
like
girl.
Morgan Freeman?
It's a girl. And
Wait, God's a girl?
the way that
Or is it
they
androgynous?
explained it is that they did.
Was it divine?
No. The way
That'd
that
be
they
hysterical.
explained it
Was God hot?
No. By no means.
That's kind of insulting.
She's a relatively famous actress, but I can't remember her name.
Tilda Swinton.
No.
Meryl Streep.
No. You're going to make me look it up. I'm going to look it up.
I'm just guessing. I don't...
Anyway, it's a female for the majority of the movie
Elizabeth
because he's heartbroken.
Bigfoot.
No,
For the
no.
majority? Wait, he
She
changed?
changes because it's
oh.
how
You
God needs to be perceived at that moment. So at first it's perceived as a woman, a motherly figure, and then at the end of the movie, things get tougher again, and he needs a fatherly figure, and it's actually done pretty well.
Do they have the same voice?
No.
It needs to be Morgan Freeman.
That would be really funny. Do they play Back to the Shack by Weezer?
No.
That's a missed opportunity.
I was
right there.
very
Complete missed
surprised that Skillet had such a big influence on the movie.
Of course they did.
But
All right, so Jim, I have one question for you.
one more. All right.
One more, yeah.
Would this movie be better if halfway through
Oh, no.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
Mac's character, or who is like one of the women, what was the girl's name?
Octavia Spencer.
Spencer. If halfway through the movie she ripped off her skin and like was Pumpkinhead and it turned into a monster horror
Pumpkinhead
movie.
5.
I don't think I would like that.
I would love it.
You're telling me
You
that
heard it
wouldn't
here,
work?
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, that
That would be so much better.
Jim doesn't want a Pumpkinhead 5.
But she's a mermaid. The whole time, her uncle is like an octopus mermaid.
Wait, explain that.
He's like half man, half octopus.
So wait, are these
And half fish.
This one was obviously about environmental protection and how Asian cultures just
What was that?
destroy like fish and like dolphins and stuff.
That's what Godzilla vs. Hedorah was about.
Yeah. So
That's what Captain Planet's about.
I mean, it's something that I guess was close to him that he wanted to talk about. But
So you said that the cinematography was good.
yes,
I feel like this is Ken's class. What did you watch this week, Adam? Tell me.
So, all right. So I just want to say that what we've watched each kind of represent us as human beings.
Jim is a Christian romantic.
Jim is a Christian.
Jim watches garbage.
It is not garbage.
Jim watches garbage. Tommy watches some really
Weird.
Oh, Matt wants in on this. He's going to defend me. Come on, Matt.
I am defending Jim's honor. I think it definitely was a good movie. I think, Adam, you're doing too much trolling right now.
You can't just say you think it was a good movie. That means that it wasn't a good movie if you can't talk about it for a minute. So
I'm not a film.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't
Why
matter.
did you like it?
Why
I
did
thought
you
it
like
was a
it?
good I thought it was a good story. I thought it showed a good relationship.
I could cut you off right now.
Oh, that's too much trolling.
That'd be mean.
I understand that. That's
No,
really
yeah,
what it
yeah.
comes down to. If you could tell a good story and keep people interested in it, that's what it comes down. Me and Adam haven't seen the movie. We just like making fun of Jim.
at least you're honest.
Yes, we are completely honest. We are just trolling Jim like there's no tomorrow.
It's because I wasn't here 1 week.
Yep. Love Daft.
That was I Feel It Coming by The Weeknd, I guess. That's what it was called?
I love Daft Punk.
That was Daft Punk?
I heard robots in there, so I assumed it was Daft Punk.
Oh, it was both of them.
I think
okay.
I'm convinced that
You
like,
heard robots.
I convinced myself that Daft Punk is actually just two French-built robots that have fooled the entire world. And like,
So it's like Macross.
like we gave album of the year to two French robots who don't even have emotions. And it's called The Constant Gardener.
I have not seen that.
Well, I want you guys to take guesses at what this movie's about.
Not a gardener.
No.
Is he like a bodyguard?
No.
Or is he a gravedigger?
No.
Someone who
morgue?
constantly paints his kitchen.
No.
Ken Kelch.
Closer.
Oh, so it's a war movie.
No. Kind of? No. All right, I'll
Is
tell you
it
what
a
Alright.
gang movie then?
I'll tell you what this is about. Ralph Fiennes, Voldemort. Voldemort plays. He's like a doctor of. I think he's head of health or something. He's a doctor of something.
I was guessing he'd be a doctor of some kind.
He has a wife. They get married and they go to Africa to try and help sick people there, and they realize that the drugs that were being administered by the Drug Administration people.
CDC? I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know. I think
whatever
it's
it is.
CDC. Might be CDC.
They were administering essentially fake drugs to these
placebos.
to these African people, and pretty much just saying like, "Hey, listen, I know you have these terrible diseases. Here's some sugar pills."
Yeah, placebo.
And Voldemort figures this out, and he's like, "Well, now I gotta stop." And then like there's this weird thing where it's like his wife gets pregnant, but like it might be with one of the African doctors there, and then spoilers, she gets like killed by like some
African drug lord?
not African drug lord, but African
Rebel?
rebel. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Apparently, there's always
I don't know why I said drug lord. I meant
rebels. Yeah. Well, it's usually about drugs. In this case, it actually is.
Okay.
So she gets killed by like rebels that for some reason.
And this is called the Constant Gardener?
And it's called the Constant Gardener.
I could make the connection: drugs, plants, garden.
Maybe,
No.
but that's like a
No,
stretch.
c-
That's a stretch,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
could
because these
make.
drugs aren't like herbal drugs. Like these are like penicillin and like.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
this,
no.
is, this is
They're
strange.
pills.
This is like...
I said,
Like, I thought the title "The Last King of Scotland" was a terrible title until I watched the movie, and that was because Idi Amin had this obsession with Scotland.
yeah, but
And I'm like, and also the main character is Scottish, and I'm like, okay, now the title makes sense. Your title?
and
No sense.
That's what I said. I was like, this movie should have been called like Placebo. That would have been fine. Galactus is coming. He's gonna eat the Earth. We all gotta fight him. Now.
And
Dot
Now.
dot.
Get in
Now.
there. What are you doing?
This is the title.
What are you doing?
Quote.
Get in there. Hey. What are you doing? Get in. Fight him. He's going to eat the plant. And it's just the movie poster. It's just the text.
It's just
of
the
title.
text. Well, that's a great way to wrap up this show.
it's crazy.
I'm not.
That's
I think we were
nuts.
just so delirious at that point from being up the day before writing the script and like getting the location and the actors. You know, I had one of my friends act in it from Jersey. He did it for free. He's actually like in the biz too. He like did me a favor.
How long was your script?
It was I think like 7 pages.
Yeah, you had a limit. I think you couldn't go over like 10 minutes or something
Yeah,
like that.
our
Yeah.
film ended up being like 8 minutes long, I think.
Yeah.
You know, but so we had a lot of. Then we had editing issues, and then. You know, the day of the submission, we got kicked out of the Mac lab because there were midterms going on.
Oh,
You know, they
beautiful.
scheduled it, you know, midterm week. So we were kicked out of the Mac lab for like 2 hours, and that really messed up our exporting.
Yeah.
Just really missed the
That makes
deadline.
me so happy that I have my own editing suite.
Right? Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I have my own computer to edit.
And that
on.
makes me so happy that I have my own Atom. So
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I'm like their editor.
I haven't edited anything since freshman year. Then I met Adam, and now I don't edit. Tommy's awesome though.
Tommy is
great.
awesome. He's got
He's great.
a wicked New Yorker or New York kind of accent going for him.
So
and I don't?
soft.
Yeah. Oh no.
You kidding me, Adam?
Yours
You kidding me?
sounds. I'm gonna totally tear. You know what? This
Mine
is
is
you know-
more of a Staten Island, Long Island.
Now that yes, Long
you know, that's really where it
Long
derives.
Island.
Right.
And you know, today's episode is actually going to be tear apart Tommy Day because Tommy's not here to defend himself. Tommy's accent is so in your face.
Yeah.
Like I talk to you and I'm like, I wouldn't even notice it. Which I mean, you do notice it.
Yeah.
But it's like you just kind of keep going.
Yeah,
With Tommy,
there's no pausing.
With Tommy, when he goes bad or sad,
Yeah.
it's funny.
He's just got the softest
does.
voice.
He
It's
has,
like
the
you
softest
just
voice.
want to, grab a pillow and just go to sleep on his voice. It's so soft and comfortable.
Wow, Jim.
You're gonna tell me
Benadryl
that?
talking.
No. That's conscious Jim. Just
Tommy, run. Well, lo and behold, I got mono the day, like the week before, and like I'm exhausted. My throat hurts. My head's pounding. It's like I don't want to do this, but I've got like 15 extras showing up to this shoot to be zombies,
Yeah.
which I didn't even get mono the right way. It's called the kissing disease for a reason. I didn't even get kissed. I shared a water bottle.
oh man.
What an idiot.
Oh, that was. Thanks for that, radio leader.
Oh well. But that was probably
You hear
the
that,
worst day.
folks? Never share your water on set.
Never share your water.
Share it. Don't even think about it.
Radio leader told Adam that he couldn't cut me off today, but now who's cutting me off? Radio leader, Matt.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
All right, so I'm just gonna keep getting cut off, so I'm gonna pass it on
That's
to
great.
Jessica.
I will add that when he was telling me the story, I was furious.
I can't believe
like-
that
I
the
was
director was sleeping on set. That is a first.
The assistant
Girl, what?
the assistant director did not come back on the third day. Let's just put it
Wait,
that
okay.
way,
So the director fell asleep. The assistant director left and never came back.
because the director.
Was the audio guy eating a sandwich while he was?
Actually.
It was actually an audio gal.
There was this one shoot where this guy was like half naked, throwing around meatballs and gravy
Oh no!
and spaghetti.
I wonder what that was.
I'm not gonna name any names. I'm not gonna name the production,
I'm pretty sure we were all on that set.
but
Does his production company rhyme with Bay N Productions?
Yep.
Oh. He's a jerk.
Oh God,
I think this one's okay
just
to
a
talk
tyrant.
about. I ended up having to get an emergency root canal on Monday of last week. Now, normally that would be okay because it's spring break.
Yeah.
But Tommy, why was it such a unique experience for me for getting a root canal?
It was
and-
unique because I plan things out. I'm a very organized person, I like to think. So, when shooting our senior projects, I mean, we knew about this like last semester. So, over winter break, I was like, hey, I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to shoot half my project early, and I'll get it out of the way. Then, I said, April 10th and 11th, that's when I'll shoot my other stuff. It's on spring break. It'll be free. We won't have to miss classes or anything. It'll be good. And then Jim goes and decides, I'm going to...
Jim basically does this. You know what? I'm going to go get sick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get hurt. The most I've ever been hurt in my entire life. I'm
What
just
kind
gonna
of
go do
professional attitude is that?
Exactly.
that. Tommy said, "Nah, you'll be fine. I'll see you tomorrow." So Jim,
Not what I said.
It's exactly what he said.
Wait, I've got to hear Tommy's side of the story. Tommy?
All right. This is exactly what I said because I have the text messages. Jim said, hey,
Wait. Let me
Technically-
just make this clear for the audience. Do you have proof of what
Exactly
you
what we said. Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
we do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it verbatim and Jim's going to lie about it. So,
But the
Jim-
the thing is,
Jim, excuse me. I'm the moderator here. Let Tommy speak.
oh,
so Jim texted me, said, hey, I'm really sorry to do this, but
False.
I'm in a lot of pain.
he's lying.
And like my tooth is like now infecting my brain and I can't function as a human anymore. So I'm like, all right, Jim, that sounds a little extreme. Can I do anything to help you? Like here's some things that I've just looked up online real quick that might help a toothache. And he's like, no, I've tried that. And I was like, Jim, we're using the Ronin on my shoot. I don't know how to set that up. I don't think anyone else knows how to set it up. So it's really going to suck not having you there. like we're like about to shoot. Jim's like, I see turkeys. And like at the end of this path, and they're like 100 feet away. Like they're still good distance.
Good distance.
And like you see them. It's just
There's like 10 or 12 turkeys.
A gaggle of turkeys. I don't know if that's the correct
just
term.
walking right towards us.
Yeah, just coming at us. And I was like, I'm sure they won't come all the way over here.
For those of you who are trying to picture this, I've seen the footage and it's rather hysterical. What I would have done is because your thing is a D&D project.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's kind of like the theme of it, which Dungeons and Dragons, I don't care
Yeah,
how geeky this makes me sound. I love Dungeons and Dragons. However, I would have improvised and said, all right, we need to get our mana up and we need to increase our HP. So we're just going to grind and we're just going to kill all of these turkeys. And I just would have shot the actors just chasing the turkeys.
No, the
That
turkeys were
such a great
chasing
scene.
us.
Yeah, but
Well, that would have been even funnier.
These turkeys
like,
were
like our heroes couldn't even handle these
'cause
level 1 turkeys.
our heroes are like level 1. These were like level 10 turkeys. Like they would have destroyed us.
The way that the turkeys leave, we have all this film equipment, big scary stuff, and swords and daggers.
Did you chuck the Ronin at it?
No. An old guy, probably in his 60s or 70s, comes over and he's got a little...
I call it a turkey stick.
a tent stick. That's how thin this stick was. And he comes over and he just starts whacking them.
starts
and he's like,
beating the
he's
turkeys
like,
back.
"Move." Yeah, and he's talking to them like they're people. Like, I told you not to come down here. Don't bother these students.
It was so weird. And it was like,
This is so surreal. I wish I was on that set.
yeah, like this guy, I was like, and like I didn't see the guy walk up.
Yeah, he just appeared.
With this turkey and just starts beating these turkeys back. He's like, come on, what did I tell you? What are you doing? What are you... And he
You
kinda
can't make this stuff up,
yeah,
guys.
and he looked like Mike Pence that our sound guy Rich was saying.
Mike Pence, so like super like bleach white hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, Mike Pence, the turkey farmer, kind of helped us. I don't know. Shoot.
That would be the name. If we named these episodes, that'd be the name of this episode.
That's me eating a hamburger.
On that note, when you said, what sound a cow makes? When I was younger, I swear this will relate. When I was younger, I had this game for my computer called Carnivores.
Carnivores?
And it would be like you just hunt dinosaurs.
Yeah, I heard of that.
And the sound for the T-Rex was like, ah. Then,
I like
yeah,
I like how
just like that.
Tommy with the soft voice backed up. And his roar wasn't any louder than his
'Cause I
normal
didn't want to
voice.
scream into it. But anyway, when I was upstate in Cobleskill for one semester,
Which is actually one
Which is-
exit down from where I live.
yeah, I heard a cow make that exact noise. And I was like, oh my God,
Wait.
they have T-Rexes
so
up
let
here.
Me, let me get this straight. You heard a cow make this sound?
Yeah.
On the record.
Yeah.
For the record.
Just like that.
You've heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to get down to like its gritty roots. Oh. So they're going to be like, there's going to be a lot of racing, like standard racing, and then all of a sudden, what happens? The Earth splits in two. Overnight, the Earth genuinely splits in two, and on top of that, the Earth stops rotating.
Oh. Wait, so it's just gonna come apart.
I'm getting there. So that's going to be the end of 10. 11.
Now you have to see 11.
11
You have
is going to
see it.
be them duct taping the Earth back together, and Vin Diesel and The Rock are going to be driving a car that's so fast around the planet, it's going to force it to start rotating again.
So you should have The Rock do that new Marvel hero shot of him holding the Earth together like
with his arms out because no one can see you.
But anyways, that's mine. As for character development,
you don't need that.
You don't need character development. That's the thing. We're on Fast and Furious 11.
Yeah.
They're already developed.
This takes place on the playground. Oh. They're all 7.
Oh, is this like a prequel?
No. They
It's a-
should be 12.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
they'll
they have
be
to
12.
Be 12.
And they're racing Hot Wheels.
Oh.
And it's just this dark and gritty, like with children racing Hot Wheels. And there's this whole love.
Can The Rock be played by Will Smith's son?
No.
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 The Rock. The Rock is still played by like
The Rock.
The Rock, but they just
So
they
they just
They
put him
just
in like
shrink
they
him?
use
kids.
CG, they just like green screen him in, so he's a tiny rock. But he still looks like how he normally looks now, just ripped out of his mind.
So
Wait! No, this could be the perfect way to do this. What happens is at the end of 11, back to Earth. No, back to Earth. They travel around the Earth so
That they get-
much. They travel back in time.
They travel back in
We
time.
can reboot the entire Fast and Furious
and they
universe.
get young.
wait,
yeah.
so it's not a prequel then?
It's a prequel boot.
If it's a prequel, The Rock can't know Vin Diesel.
Right.
No, but
And-
he knows
and-
because he's
But he
traveling
knows-
around
yeah,
the Earth.
Yeah,
But
because
see-
he was the one traveling back around the Earth.
Yeah.
And so maybe we could even incorporate like adult Vin Diesel and adult The Rock.
And like you get like
they're-
races on
they're-
their big wheelers, and there's
This is how you can make this work, because The Rock plays a police officer. He's the hall monitor. That's it.
My God, we have a movie.
We got a movie.
We have
guys.
a movie.
write this down.
Write this down.
This
This
is
is the unrelated, unwanted, unneeded canon universe for the
Canon
future Fast and
universe,
Furious.
yeah.
This is the related, wanted, and needed.
Since we're into 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, now we have our own Fast and Furious theaters. That's all they play. But the chairs are just cars. You
Cars.
sit in cars. It's not a drive-in. The cars
Right.
are inside the theater that you sit in. And that's how you watch
I
it.
don't know. And all of the cars are modeled off of cars that you see in the movie, and you have to pick at the beginning. Obviously,
Yeah.
you have to reserve your car.
Yeah, but if cars blow up in the movie,
Your car blows up.
yeah, you're done.
But
So
no. You
it's
don't
kind
know
of exciting.
You don't know whose car is going to blow
Yeah,
up.
so you're on there on a date
Wait,
with your
so it's
girlfriend.
the
Like,
new-
what car you want to sit in? I don't know. I don't want to die.
So wait, it's the cars in the new movie are the one that you're sitting in. So every 2 years they have to replace all of these seats in all of these
Oh, yeah.
cars, or
But it's
Or-
okay because we're making the money off the movies.
are those the cars that are in the front rows? Because there's only like 10, 15
Oh
cars.
no. It's anywhere. And I think the whole point of these seats is that they should all be the same price, because you don't know. We treat all of these seats equally. We just don't know which one's going to actually blow
Yeah.
up.
No, see, I think that it should be the cars that are in this movie are in the first.
And some
whatever.
come with their own torpedo. The ones that cause actual
Yeah.
money comes with their own torpedo. That does not surprise me.
I'm
at
a summer
all.
baby.
Yeah,
I just shine.
yeah. Like my girlfriend's from her family's from Honduras, and she's like, "You got to come with us." And so I was like, "I will literally die." I was like, "As off the plane, I'll just catch fire and die." And she's like, "It's not that big. It's like 120, but it's like a dry heat." I was like,
No,
That's even worse.
That's
I was like,
extreme.
what?
No.
Well, no. I don't know what's worse, humidity or dry heat. I think I'd rather have it dry
"I'm gonna catch
overall.
fire either way."
Yeah,
so
yeah. Someone's gonna die.
Because
Yeah.
humidity, I'm just like,
Yeah. What should we do? I was like, I got a pretty funny idea for a Band-Aid commercial. And he's like, all right. So we had to go up in front of the class and pitch it and stuff. So I'm like, all right. I was like, I don't know if it's going to work, Mark, but let me pitch it just to see. So we get up there, and I'm like, all right, so picture this. There's Boy Scouts and, like, their scout leader and stuff. And the scout leader's just sitting there, and then all of a sudden, Scout runs over him and is like, oh, Scoutmaster John, Timmy cut himself with an axe or something. And it goes over, and Timmy's just shooting blood, like, out of, like copious amounts. Like, it's just spraying him in the face.
it's clearly more than what
Yeah.
should
Oh,
be.
yeah. Yeah. Like it's not like he nicked a vein. Like he nicked like what a submarine that has a crack in it would look like, and it's just shooting. And the Scoutmaster's like trying to cover it so it's
Oh
not
my
gonna.
God, I love it.
And then they put a Band-Aid over it, and it gets all better. And then the last shot is like a hand like putting down a Band-Aid box. It's like covered in blood and stuff. And my teacher looked at me, and he's like, absolutely not. You cannot do
No,
that.
I'd agree with the teacher, but me, if I was the producer, go for it.
Yeah, that
And
sounds like
yeah,
a great
it's
idea.
like I don't know if I could show blood in a commercial. It's
You
probably not
really-
a good look.
Yeah.
But
Maybe in
It would be
Europe.
for what's a Band-Aid commercial?
I had this other idea for like a lotion commercial
Oh no.
where like a UPS guy comes to a house and when the door opens up, it's a mummy. And he grabs the package, opens it up, and it's a bunch of like hand lotion, and he just starts pouring it all over him. And my teacher's like, what's this product here? He's like, is it the delivery? I was like, I don't know, man. I just got a cool mummy costume on.
I just need to rub lotion all over myself,
Yeah.
and then you turn out to be normal afterwards.
So
Exactly.
I think I might be the reason why they assign commercials now.
Kendall Jenner is like at some sort of like protest, like some sort of like Black Lives Matter. I don't know. And she goes over to the cop and hands him a Pepsi, and everything's all better.
Oh, that sounds like a disaster.
Yeah. Exactly.
That person who made that commercial is probably like, this is gonna end all
Yeah.
like problems in the world, and Pepsi is
I
gonna be
kind
like
of
the
hope
new.
that the guy is that pretentious. Like,
Oh,
like he
absolutely.
thinks that it's going to be the end all be all thing,
Yeah.
and it's just a commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Commercials
bad.
don't.
And I
really
was
do
talking
much.
about this with some people. I think like with Jim as well, where as bad as some commercials are, all commercials are perfect. Like they spend
Yeah.
so much time doing like 1 second of something that they're like it's lit perfectly, it's shot perfectly. There's absolutely zero mistakes in commercials because they put so much money into
Yeah.
a 15-second thing.
Finding Bigfoot. You know that show Finding Bigfoot?
Mm-hmm.
They came to my hometown 2 years ago,
Really?
and I was very upset because I wanted to meet Bobo and I wanted to meet Cliff. Because Cliff is the only one of that group now that I really like. Because him and Renee Holland are like the only two in that show that I kind of listen to because Matt Moneymaker and Bobo I was just like, that's a squatch.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you know if you've never seen one?
Like how?
That's what.
That was a juvenile squatch.
Yeah. My problem with these shows is that they'll go in there and like after like a 3-night investigation,
Yeah.
why is it always got to be at night? Do they just not come out during the
I
day?
know. I noticed
Same
that.
thing with
yeah.
ghosts.
They definitely
do.
do.
Ghosts not like the sunlight?
Do ghosts just not like the sun?
Yeah.
Why is it always at night?
Yeah.
Right.
I've noticed that too.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I also noticed was these ghost hunters. They went to like Indonesia, and like they're asking or anywhere foreign, and they're always asking their questions in English,
Yeah.
and they're getting responses in English. And I'm like,
Seems
No.
fishy.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Like-
common language, but not that common.
Yeah.
Right.
I know all aliens speak it
Yeah.
in
Well,
every show ever,
yeah.
but
But like,
Yeah.
they go into the woods, and like after a 3-night investigation, like we found a lot of good stuff. There's definitely squatch in this area. Let's go home. Why?
Right.
Why are you going home? You said you were so close. You almost had proof of something.
everybody.
Pretty good.
In a world where we
wanna
do
And we
radio.
also
No, we
have
don't want
a
to introduce
special
you.
guest with us today who is not Jessica.
Hi, this is Daniel Pabano.
This is not Jessica.
Hi, Dan.
You
Hi.
are now referred to as not Jessica.
Not Jessica. You are
Got it.
not Jessica.
So
Why are you here?
Why am I here? I asked to be here.
Oh,
Why?
Thanks for coming on the show.
I asked to be here, and Jim said yeah. All right, so do they go over 13 reasons?
yes.
Okay, so then what happens in season 2?
I know.
Does it switch to
13
26,
more reasons.
26 reasons?
That's just like 24. How did they make a new season? They just
Right? I mean, were they planning on doing
Wait,
season
24?
2?
How did they make a
well,
new season?
24. They had just another day.
Well,
that
it's just
had
another
a,
day. Like
Yeah.
that's simple.
But I
13
mean, you could
reasons.
just get another person.
That's what,
and
but
have
yeah, that's
13
just going to
reasons.
be like really repetitive after.
Yeah.
But 24 got really repetitive after season 4 or 5.
Like
I
to
stopped
me,
watching.
this sounds like a show that would have been a great one season done.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like a short
Yeah.
13 episode series.
I always said I would go
Where are you
Like, it
going,
wasn't
Tommy?
nice, man.
to around like the 14 or 1500s
Oh Jesus.
during the Crusades, and I'm going to live out my life as a medieval ranger, roaming the forest with my bow, just hunting, guiding hobbits across the land. To
Yeah.
Tommy.
Are you going to
volcanoes.
grow out your ears?
Tommy, hobbits
Yeah.
never existed.
No, they did. They were back there.
Adam, you shut your mouth.
I'm
What's
just gonna,
this?
Okay,
no, what
all
I'm gonna
right.
do is I'm just gonna
Listen,
I'm just gonna
listen.
Kidnap
Just
some
because
kids?
Yeah.
some people don't reach 4 feet tall,
Adam. What I'm gonna
doesn't
do is
mean
I'm
they're
just gonna
hobbits.
kidnap kids and I'm gonna be like, come on, hobbits.
fly you fools.
Fly, you fools.
We're going on an adventure.
I'm gonna be like this. I'm like, hobbits, grab your stuff. There's a bunch of ring wraiths coming. We got to get out of here. And they'd be like, who are you? I'm gonna be like, shut up. Get in the wagon.
It's like the saddest vision I've ever seen.
She's always wrangling cables.
just so
I don't know
sad.
what's sadder, whether or not that he's doing that, or when he first said that he was doing that, Adam said, that tape measure doesn't have foot marks on it?
Excuse me. I thought he was referring to the tape measure, and I was looking at him very strangely.
Stories.
Oh, breaking.
Oh.
Breaking news.
Oh.
If you've ever seen the refrigerator in our radio station, it is chock full
We don't need to hear this.
off-brand soda, which it's
Mountain
Diet-
Lightning.
Mountain Lightning, and Diet Dr. Thunder.
Hey, Matt,
Very.
there's only
ghetto,
like 3 cans
white
left. It's not
trash.
full. There was 24 in there. And
Yeah.
who's had some?
I suffer through it. I need caffeine somehow.
He drinks it not because he wants to, but because he has to.
I was being nice, and I bought soda for everyone. I'm sorry, I won't do it again.
Sorry, I'm a nice guy.
So there's my cheap gym story.
There was a hill, and at the bottom was a lake, and I had
Just ignore Adam.
I could smell it through this microphone. That's how.
People can smell it through their radios.
Yeah.
We're going to get complaints. The first message ever about our show on Facebook is going to be a complaint.
Anyway, so and this is the first time I actually got my driver's license. So I was actually pretty
You got your
excited.
license multiple times?
Right.
So
Oh, legroom.
I invited in the end 13 people if they wanted to ride back up the hill.
Oh,
Now, of course, I had to say no to some. I said no.
they're just
to,
hanging
I,
on
I,
the car.
Let me get to that. So out of the 13, I had to decline 3 of them. Now let me explain how I did this. Okay, so
Trunk.
no, I'll get to that though. That's an interesting one. All right, so yeah, you had 3 people in the back.
They did lay across their laps in the back seat.
I'll get to that.
Oh, good guessers.
So 3 in the back, 3 people on top of them, right?
Okay.
So then you had 1 guy in the passenger. You had 1 guy laying on top of my lap and the passenger's lap with his feet out the window.
That just sounds overly complicated for no reason at all.
I know. And
Anyone
then,
on the
and
console?
Then, no. And then as I was driving, we had 1 guy and I have a sunroof, so we had 1 guy just like run and like grab hold, like put his arm underneath the sunroof and outside the passenger window, and he's just holding like. So
to all our listeners out there, like, what does look like?
Like I don't know, like the look
He's
of
hanging on
fear,
like
the
Spider-Man.
look of fear that you're like we're going like 10 miles an hour.
You're about to
Uphill.
go over a waterfall strapped to.
That's my waterfall.
Okay, you can see sound effects. Strapped to a log with a guy named Pacha.
And I hear something in the trunk. Now I'm just like, please God, don't let there someone be in the trunk. So I'm like, guys, all right, I'm booking it. I gotta get on top of the hill, dropping you guys off, and I'm checking to see if there's anyone in the trunk, because I'm supposed to be supervising these kids.
Yeah.
And
Not
and
killing
I might
them.
be killing one of them. So I get up there. Everyone gets out. There's dirt. There's mud. There's lake water in my car. It just smelled. It smelled so bad.
Lake water does have like a certain stench
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, because it's like pee and poo from the fishes in there.
But yeah, like
But no, it's like she got an award, and I'm like, she did nothing.
You were going to say all of it.
she did all of nothing.
She did nothing. I did it. I painted that. It was Alice in Wonderland. I was like, I was the one that made that set trippy. I was the one that painted the mushrooms. I was the one that
ate
made
the
the
mushrooms.
cigar for the caterpillar, not you. And she got the award for it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't one of the people who said they were going to show up decide to quit everything and just work at an ice cream store for the rest of his life?
I haven't fact checked, but
Illuminati not confirmed.
yeah, Illuminati not confirmed.
We got
but
But heavily hinted towards.
We have a Rec 709 here.
Adam, did you set the braille up for this episode?
Yeah. Hold on. Speak, Tommy.
we have a,
Bump, bump,
So-
double bump.
unlike some
Bump, bump,
people
bump.
Space.
who
Space. Bump, bump, double bump.
who have lost their
bump,
footage,
bump,
and
bump.
some people who just decided I'm not going to do a senior project.
Bump, bump, double bump.
Rich actually has something
Bump, bump, bump.
tangible,
Triple bump.
visual.
The
physical.
number 4. Triple bump, 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 bump.
Space.
You should
Space.
get on the. You should. Get on
Oh, hold on. I was just writing the word has.
I'll say he can read the ingredients off the back of a cereal box and make it sound amazing.
He kind of did
He's done that with a
Yeah.
box of cookies.
Yeah, with a bunch of Scottish cookies.
If
And
you
Jim filmed the whole thing because I was on the toilet taking the dump of
you're
death.
on the toilet a lot while I'm filming.
and we were. It was
This is
the
director's chair.
It is the director's chair.
I mean, they don't call
he-
it the porcelain throne for nothing.
And he, we were editing the Insomniac music video, and Jim decided to grab my camera and just shoot everything because that's what he does whenever he sees my camera.
I like his camera.
And all of a sudden, Mark is just delirious.
We've been
sitting on the
editing
bed,
for hours.
rating the ingredients off of this Scottish cookie thing that he ate the entire thing, and that's what like got him mad was because it was like you're only supposed to eat 2 of those in a sitting, and he ate like 40.
Disney,
And
if
just-
you're listening, I just want to pitch you a quick Star Wars movie. It's a buddy cop film. The trick is there's 3 of them, so it's like a triple buddy cop. You got Bosk, everyone's favorite bounty hunter. Then you got everyone's other favorite bounty hunter, IG-88. Bosk is bad cop. IG-88's also bad cop. And then since you got to get the 3rd cop in there, you get Greedo. He's also bad cop. And they go around, they go to places trying to do like detective work. Boss keeps fighting people, and they gotta pull him off. And it's just the shenanigans. And it's Grand Funk Railroad does the soundtrack. I don't know if they're still alive or not, but yeah, Disney. I want
10 million each.
10 million each for each one of my fingers. That's 100 million. Yeah, 100 million. I think you could shoot it for like 5 million. Honestly, it's really not that. You just need a car.
Wait, does it take place in modern setting?
Little does everyone know that Tommy only has actually 7 fingers, so it's 70 million.
Yeah, it's like modern day for Star Wars, but the planet has like a 1995 Mustang.
So hold on,
and that's what they
it's
try.
Space Cop. It's Red Letter Media's Space Cop.
Yeah, but with Bosk and IG-88 and Greedo. Essentially.
I just want to say Tommy lost his fingers because he was practicing how Bosk would bite someone.
I'm like, yeah, it's like
So
this.
he literally just went and ate his own fingers.
But I got the.
We were all like,
they
Tommy,
knew what I was talking
what?
about though, so it made sense.
Oh, they're getting headphones. Oh no!
Oh, 2 pairs.
Finally.
Oh man.
No, it's too late.
Oh
It's-
no! Oh no!
like 'em like
They've
this.
infiltrated the room.
Quick, send help.
Oh no!
Finally.
The zombies.
We
They're
have to
turning into
start
zombies
speaking
by
in
words.
French.
We have to speak.
We have to start speaking in French.
les-
Je parle en français.
Français, les chapelles.
Je joue au vidéo avec mes amis.
Do not translate.
Baguette.
Croissant.
Croissant.
Cream de glace.
For those of you who don't know what we're referencing, we're referencing the movie that we always default to in this show, Pontypool, which I cannot recommend enough. That is seriously,
I cannot recommend it. It's awful.
it's awful.
The best werewolf movie that I've ever seen was done by our colleague, who
Hold on. I
who
know
is
I know
now
where
an
this is
ice
going.
cream.
I know where this is going. All right. I'm going to plug. I'm going to do not a self plug. I'm going to plug. Go onto YouTube and watch The Werewolf of Carl Place. You will not regret it.
Best werewolf
That is
movie
the
you could ever
best
see.
10
werewolf
out of
movie
10.
I've ever seen. 10 out of 10
10
needs
out
more
of 10.
Audio
water.
in that film is just perfect in every way. a flawless masterpiece
Lighting.
of
Oh
independent
my
film.
goodness.
Like
Mwah.
Spielberg,
to die for.
Spielberg,
Ain't got-
Oh
Kubrick.
man,
Don't
You
even
wanna
compare.
And you want to talk about
To the director of that.
character development and
total
all
character
that?
development,
You know,
yeah.
Marvel ain't got nothing. on
you want to talk
Werewolf
about
of Carl
completely
Place.
like negligent parents in a film? It is that movie. It just everything about that film screams masterpiece.
Like, I cannot wait for the Werewolf of Carl Place cinematic universe.
Me neither,
It's
me neither.
coming.
Do you think there will ever be a
Nonsense.
vampire of Carl Place? Whoa! Oh my God, he did that.
He did?
Remember?
Yes, I worked
he
on
did.
it.
He made a vampire movie.
Vampire movie we shot at like
Oh my
4 in the
God.
morning.
Speak into the microphone, Tommy.
Okay, that was probably one of the first times that I was on set until the sun rose.
They
Yeah,
worked on
same.
which way they walk every day.
Tommy just looks at the microphone because it's not in front of him and shakes his head. I love that.
Same, yeah.
He's not going to yell anymore.
So all right, so we did Vampire Carl Place and we did Werewolf of Carl Place.
He had like an entire idea for that character, William Stone. I think is what his name was.
For the vampire one?
Well, just of Carl Place. Like he had like an idea for like a
Wait.
vampire one,
He has-
Carl Place is a character.
a Sasquatch one. He wanted to make a Bigfoot one with me for a while.
Carl Place,
But
the
wait,
New
but
Jersey
Carl
of Long
Place is the
Island.
place, not a character.
No.
No, the
His
person
character,
from-
his character, his name, I believe, was William Stone, if I remember.
Yeah, I
There
think
are no repeating characters
And his father got
from
killed
the first film to
and
the
his,
second.
No, yes, there is. He is the main character.
Who?
William Stone.
In Werewolf of Carl Place. Not in the vampire.
Jim-
We're just talking
Jim.
Carl Place movie. This was his idea for another one. He wanted to keep
Got it.
going.
I'm a little slow, guys.
But you know what's funny? Me and Bill actually like
Mr. 180-degree line man.
They don't call my brother Slow Joe for nothing.
But me and Will actually seriously contemplated going
Killing
on
yourselves?
a trip to
in our favorite rocket ship.
yeah, going on a trip like upstate. We'll have Jim
film
as like our navigator.
As our guide.
Yeah, as our guide, and we're like really gonna like look for Bigfoot and stuff.
Oh yeah, and you had all the camera, like you were golden.
They were
But then
going to
you know
take
what- you
Jim's
know what he did?
tractor.
You know what he did? He quit school and became an ice cream shop.
I mean, milking cows doesn't hurt them.
That doesn't
Not
kill
really.
them.
It's good for them.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill them.
And it's good.
Some of them might even enjoy it.
But
Oh, yes!
but speaking about chicken commercials, Mercedes makes the best chicken commercial ever. If you haven't seen it, just go look it up. Mercedes chicken commercial.
Actually,
You'll find it.
the best chicken commercial I've ever seen was Adam Noyce's Chipotle chicken wrap from McDonald's.
But these Chipotle barbecue chicken wraps are simply
That director of photography, he's all right. Jim
Yeah.
Fresca, he's pretty good.
You know, I
He's
I don't
kinda
know.
trash.
I agree because I tell him, hey, we need a reverse shot of this.
hey, we
So
already
he sets
talked
up on
about
the
this.
complete
We
opposite
don't
side
need-
of the table,
Hey,
on the other corner, and I'm like, "What are you doing? I'm getting a shot reverse shot." That's not a shot reverse shot, Jim. You just jumped the line.
hey, might I add that this commercial, we were able to fix it, and this commercial is now being nominated for Best Shorty Short
What does that even mean?
that I couldn't eat.
I don't know why he's complaining.
Well, you put it in a
offered to
blender.
chew for him and baby bird it into his mouth. But
best-
he didn't want that.
Best part about Tommy's set was the dog. Just saying.
Oh yeah, there was so much wildlife. It was
And we got
amazing.
attacked by turkeys.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that
And that-
concludes.
Wait, that officially makes it. Wait, listen, that officially makes it
Does
full
he do this
circle.
often?
People
because-
behind the glass, can you tell Jim to shut up?
Does
no,
this
I'm
happen?
making this officially full circle.
It comes full circle to the turkey.
because the
Jim.
very first
Shut
episode that we aired talked about a turkey, and we're ending on a
Oh
turkey.
my God, we totally are.
Now you want to talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
Now I just want to talk about turkeys.
It's
all
the
time.
circle
Anyways,
of
thank
life.
you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to all 10 of these crazy episodes of Unrelated, Unwanted, Unneeded. I am Daniel Pombonio. I am joined by Tommy Nickel and James Frasca and some guy with a Star Wars shirt. And
I'm Tommy Nickel.
Remember, everyone, it's not the end of the world.
It's just the end of the day.
cue nuclear explosion. See you later, everybody.